looking good. Perfection. Everybody's looking great out there today. Welcome in. If you can hear my fan, I'm totally sorry, but it is too dang hot inside the studio today. It's over 100 degrees in Eugene, and my little air conditioner just cannot work that hard to cool down this big space. So, if you can hear the fan blowing in the background, I'm sorry. Hi there, welcome. I'm Paint Josh. Nice to see you. All we're doing is putting on our liquid clear on the bottom half of our black canvas right here. Right? We have an Oreo canvas, quote unquote, I like to call them, because they're black and white. Right? Get those black and white cookies in New York. You get a black and white canvas over here. It's just a little piece of tape, right? We blacked out the bottom with our black gesso, left the top of the canvas nice and white. That's how we like to do it. Now we're going to spread our liquid clear across this black section of our canvas and even allow it to sneak up into the white part. That way when we bring our liquid white down, we won't have to come down so far. Guys, how you doing? It's Saturday! I hope you're having a good Saturday today. I am in some serious pain, so I don't know if we're going to do 2 shows or just this one show. My back, I think I got abducted by aliens last night, and they must have done something terrible to me because my back just hurts. It just hurts like crazy. So, I've been stretching all day. I've been bending over. I've been stretched side to side doing my rope. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what is going on with my little back today. Right, I'm gonna come into my liquid white. I'm gonna go over here. So we may only end up doing this one show, guys. So if this is your chance to get a Paint with Josh original painting, you can get them. They are there. They are there. Uh-oh. Grabbed a little bit of I taught a class earlier today. There happened to be a little bit of paint up on the top of my canvas for making our trees and bushes and stuff. It's okay. We'll get rid of that. That liquid white will. Are you kidding me? Why does it always gotta be like this? Why does it always have to be like this? For real. Can't I just ever have one easy show where I don't put a bunch of black paint up in the sky? Can we try that? Like just, I don't know, just one time maybe? Can I have a show where there's not a technical difficulty? Whether that be human error or not human error. It's still all over my brush. It doesn't matter. I don't care. We're gonna make a sunset out of all this anyway, and the more that I mix that liquid white in with whatever, where is it getting grabbed from? For real. Like, how much of it is on my brush? Okay, still, I'm going to prove to you that even if we have all this dark stuff up here, right, we can blend it away with our liquid white, and it's not even going to matter. Word of wisdom, wipe off your easel before you go into a show, or before you go into a painting, just wipe off your easel in case you had too much paint on it from last time. Okay. Now, we're going to do a cool little sunset today. I'm going to throw down my Indian yellow, just right there, why not? Blast it onto the canvas, launch it in, right? And now, check this out. What if we go in, there we go, into our, oh, look at that yellow on the black canvas. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I'm going to leave a little triangle, just a little old triangle of darkness in the back there. The bigger the triangle, the closer it's going to be to me, right? And then we can always ignite this with our white paint by the time that we get down there. So let's put a little bit more Indian yellow just straight on the top. Now we've not done a seascape in a sunset in this technique yet. So I'm kind of teaching myself how to do it. But when we put that liquid white onto our sandy beachy area, it makes it look so cool, doesn't it? So if we just allow this liquid white that's up here onto our canvas, get onto our brush, just grabbing a little bit more of it, dropping it down in here to become brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. Doesn't need to be too bright because we're going to go brighten it ourselves. But look at that. That is fantasticism. Let's get over here. Actually, we've got a little bit of our yellow ochre and that mead and crimson color because they're all going to mix together. Oh my, look at that. That is fantastic, everybody. I'm loving it. It's like McDonald's out there. You already know. You already know. Now, we're just blocking in the color at this point. We're not necessarily blending it all out yet. I kind of want to see what we can do. And in fact, let's grab a little touch of my black color. Just a little bit, because the black's going to want to grow real far, right? So we only need a little bit on there. And then we got to wipe it off or clean off our brush. Get back out there. All you guys got to do is just check in. Tell me where you're watching from out there in the world. just where you're from. We're going to take this black and we'll mix it around and we'll push it and we'll extend it down into our scene. And as far as we go with it, that's as far as it will dull our sky down, right? If we don't go too far, we're not going to dull it down too much. If we go down all the way to the bottom, guess what's going to happen? It's going to take all that dark color and go all the way down to the bottom. So it depends on how you want your sky to look. Every time we go to do it, there's another chance to do it a bit different. I like that. It's kind of dusky, kind of sunsheddy. Dude, okay. This is ridiculous. We've already got a violation, and I haven't even said anything. Like, what have I said? I haven't said a single thing. Okay, so Anna, do not write it like that, maybe, okay? Put some spaces in between or something. You know what I mean? Don't. All right, I'm going to end the TikTok stream, and then we're going to restart. You guys, so if you're not already following me, follow me now. Please, please, guys, be careful of what you're saying and the way that you're saying it. And how you're typing things out. Can you just please? Okay. All right, we're gonna end the TikTok stream. I'm gonna start it back up. There we go. Sorry about all this over on the YouTube, guys. I love you guys more anyway. You guys are my go-to peoples over there on the tube, right? There. Maybe this will work. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. What we're going to do now is I'm going to get a little bit of that crimsony red and my yellow ochre color. Oh, there we go. Come out like that. Remember, we don't need a whole lot of color out there, and I do want to leave a little bit of black space in between. So let's not put on too much, okay? We'll go out there. Let's spread it out. Here we go. Here we go. If those mixes up into our horizon, guess what? We can just mix it away, mix it away, mix it away. So you have this very cool little, all these different colors into our sky. That is fantastic. I love it. Now, let's come back in with our titanium white. Right? Over here, we'll grab the titanium white. Come up here, on top of that reddish stuff. We'll start scraping away, scraping away, scraping away. All we're trying to do is deposit a few little bits of white out there along that back edge, right? Getting closer and closer and closer to our horizon over here. Further and further and further down into the darkness. Now, it depends on how you want to leave your scene, right? Because your scene is going to look different from everyone else's scene. They don't all have to be exactly the same. How far do you want to have your water go over? How bright do you want it to be as it gets all the way back to the horizon back there? How big do you want your waves to be? Maybe, what if we came out like this? Drop down on this guy, fill up this whole little space back here, just horizontally filling it, and not trying to cover too much. That's the whole thing. Get out there. Right? Now it looks like this is a little closer. We've got a further away section in the middle, right? And then that's a little bit further away. Gonna look very cool. Now, what we're gonna do is come back with our liquid white and our titanium white. We're gonna get them onto the end of the brush. You need to use both. You can't just use one or the other. For you just using one or the other, then it's just not gonna work, right? Man, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. We're going to tap on a few little things, a little bit bigger than we think we need them to be, because then we're going to come back up and drag them away. These little guys, make it a little smaller back there. There's a little break in between. Well, if we turn our brush and make them a little bit bigger on this side, just pushing into them and making it just enough space out there and enough of a difference that we'll have a really cool thing by the time we get done. Right? So out here, grab these guys, turn the brush vertical. Just so you can barely see any white along the top of the brush. Let's take these guys and slide them out to the side, just a little bit. Now, because we have that liquid white and titanium white mix in there, it may tend to grow pretty far on you, right? So you get to decide how far you let it grow, by how much you're mixing it up, right? How soft, how easy is it to see that stuff very far away? Versus this guy, we might mix up a little bit less, revealing a few more little brush details in this one, making him look a little closer, right? I want to have that space in the middle. I want to pull it. I want to slide it from over here. All we're doing, very lightly, kind of gripping the bottom of our little waves and pulling them out, trying to leave a little space in between. Remember, it doesn't have to look perfect. Then we're going to come down with our titanium white, liquid white mix, like always. Hi, Ingrid. Hi. Right there in the front. Oh, right there. Have a good day. I look forward to seeing you in the next class.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you. So we're going to grab up a little bit of our liquid white, right, just like this. And then we're going to come out here and we're going to start making a mess, right? We're going to make a very small mess very far away. We're going to make a larger mess the closer that we are to us, right? So it depends on how much paint we have on our blade. We can start out there right at the base of that whiteness and just drop off a little bit. The more that we scrape and push, the more of that little bit is going to fall off the edge and live out there in front of our wake. Now it all depends on the mixture of the paint. Do you have enough of that liquidy white, messy stuff in your mix to where it is a very runny paint? Because then it's going to deposit much easier and retain those little ridges, right? None of them have to connect, don't have to do anything. All we're really trying to do is drop a little bit of paint right out there on the front, staying over that darker area. So we have more yellow here and there's less yellow there. It's a little bit darker. So we're staying in that darker area. Now here, scrape it down, push it, push it, push it harder as you go because you're losing paint off the tool every time. Right? Very horizontally. I'm not going up at this crazy angle. We're grabbing from further away from the side and then scraping it back horizontally each time, getting lower and lower and lower as we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing out there has to match perfectly. It's all up to you. We're getting smaller and smaller and smaller away as they go out that side. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Again, it does not have to connect. It doesn't have to be a straight line. It doesn't have to do anything. It's water. It's quite literally water out there, right? And we get to decide when we're done, when it looks cool, and this and that and the other. Thank you guys. It's so realistic looking. I appreciate that. Right, maybe if I want to have a couple more details way off in the distance back there. I want to have too many. I never need it to be super bright back here because that'll take away from all of our brightness in the front. Remember to leave your horizon just dark. Right? We can't see with our eyes that far away to see any color at all. Okay. Now, let's say we wanted to sneak in just a little bit of way back in there and then back and around, up and around, scraping in the paint so it's odd, making it look like there's two different things happening over there, okay? Very, very, very cool, guys. Now, let's take that liquidy white paint that we had again, okay? We're going to put it over here. We're going to mix in about 90% liquid white, so however big your pile is, to about 10% of our titanium white. You don't want to have too much of either. Right? Can't just use one, can't just use the other. You gotta mix them together in this 90-10 mix, so it's very runny, very, very, very runny. Then we're gonna come out here like that, scrape up that runniness, and then there's really no way to mess this up. There's two ways to do it. You can either wiggle it along and go right underneath our little friend that was there before, right? Or you can come out here, scrape it up, and deposit down the paint like this, smushing it onto the canvas. Like I said, there's no way to mess it up unless you do one thing. What is the one way that we're going to mess up this painting right here, this part of the painting? What's the one way that we're going to do it, right? If we let these two colors touch. If those two colors touch, we're not going to be able to figure out what is what out there, right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our 2-inch brush. Doesn't matter, even if it still has color on it from up here. Isn't that such a cool blended sky? I'm not even going to touch it. We're not putting clouds in or anything. It's gorgeous, right? We come up underneath this guy. Very vertically, right? Pull down just like an aurora borealis. Or some people say it looks like a waterfall or an ice cliff or something, some ridge, some bit here, there, wherever. Everybody looks at it and sees something different. What do you see? Do you see wet sandy beach? What do you see out there? Type it in now. Let me know. What are you looking at out there? Looks like a waterfall. A lot of people say that. A lot of people will tell you that it'll look like a waterfall out there until you take your brush with the same amount of force that we pull downward and we pull it to the side and we blend it nice and soft. It starts mixing away that Indian yellow, the liquid white, get all that shininess in front of your beach out there. Doesn't that look more like wet sandy beach now than it did before? And all we have to do now is just shrink our little dark separator. So we take our white paint, our liquidy white paint, same mix, 90-10. Mix it down, get a big old chunk from underneath, take it away. Bing, bang, boom. We don't need a ton of paint out there. Right? A little bit. And all we're doing is trying to shrink down the separation in between these two items. Right? If it's too big, it looks a little funky. If it's too small and touches, then we've lost all of our shadow underneath. Right? So you got to wiggle it down, back and forth, just about a little ½ inch at a time, maybe an eighth of an inch sometimes. It's very small now. Wiggle that guy down, then you can leave little streaks of white, little patches of sea foam, and all sorts of stuff, just by running our blade across there at a random pattern, right? So that's literally what it looks like out there. It's a whole bunch of randomness. Seriously. Wow, that's gorgeous. Now, I said I was going to put some palm trees in this guy, so we're going to throw some palm trees over on the side. So don't you worry. You're like, hey, he said palm tree seascape. We better see some palm trees. They're coming. They're coming. They're like the dragons in Game of Thrones. They're coming. We don't know when they're going to be here, but they're coming. Okay. Out there. Gorgeous. Yeah. You can take this one back here and just swipe it from the side. Kind of soften it to make it look further away in the distance. Any amount of paint that you drop underneath is easily blendable. Blend that thing away. And we haven't even added any brown to our sand. It's just that Indian yellow. So why don't we come in with a very small amount of our dark sienna brown from the Bob Ross set. Very little amount again because it's going to mix in with the brightness on our brush. I don't want to lose too much of that yellow, but I want to have a little touch of brown back into our sand as well. Right? We get to decide each time by how much paint that we put on there, how far it's going to blend, push things back. All up to us. We get that very wet section of water right out there in the front. Make it nice and soft. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Now, I mean the same thing. Follow along that little line of color right, with our liquid white, titanium white mix, and it'll look like you have that foamy stuff that's out there in your water. Zip, zap, zoop, down. Keep coming down. Come down. Get more severe of an angle as you get down towards you. Right? Fabulous. Yeah. Look at this one. This one is excellent. If you like sunset seascapes and you haven't got this one yet, you're messing up. That's all I gotta say. All I gotta say is you're messing up, and man, my back's starting to hurt. As soon as I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, don't think about it. No, shit, it's already hurting. My back is hurting already. Grabbing this little bit of white, pulling it away, letting it fade backwards. Right? Looks like a very glossy bit of sandy water, and then you can run across just a few little things, a few imperfections, right? Couple little imperfections, very small amount of paint. Scrape it into this big Z shape, go back, scrape over that Z shape into a different Z shape, and you leave your little bits of color out there. Fabulous, you guys. Okay, I told you we were going to make up some palm trees. Let's do it. Let's take our black, let's take our crimson, let's take our blue. 2 to 2 to 1 ratio. 1 being the black paint, 2 to 2 being the crimson and the blue. Now, we'll get out there and mix up that crimson and blue, which turns into purple, and then that little touch of our Paint Josh black makes, a little touch of black paint makes Paint with Josh black. Right? Now, we're also going to grab some sap green that is not here. There's nothing there. You know? How am I supposed to get any paint if we didn't put any out on the palette today, Josh? So let's grab this guy, throw down our sap green right over here. We've already got our cad yellow, so that's good. We've already got our yellow ochre out as well, so that's good. Right, and then again, it all depends on how we want it to be. Every time that we go to do it, we get to change it up and we extend that guy a little bit more. There, kind of shrinking that little dark separator. Just enough. Maybe that dark separator is too big and I want to shrink it down a little, so I just mess up the paint a little bit. That's all we're really doing ever. It's just messing up the paint. Right? We get out there. See how this is much more faded because we brushed over it. And by the time we get down here, we can see more of those watery details. Again, making this side look further away and this side look closer. So, now, once we get our plaque mix mixed up, we're going to need to add a good old chunk of green. I'm talking about an enormous pile of green in order for our plaque mix to have that deep army green color. Right? That way, when we put our green highlights, our green and yellow highlights on the top of our palm tree, that green inside of our shadow will help our green highlights stay green. How many times do you say green? How many times can you say green in 30 seconds or less, Josh? Now we're gonna take that blackish, grackish mix, the green, black, and then, boom, here we go, okay? Depends on how close, dude, we could even, okay, we're gonna do a couple little small ones out here. I'm talking about like little teeny tiny little guys. Just kind of hit it with the fan brush and spin it. That's all you need. Don't need anything nuts. The smaller it is, the further away it's gonna look, okay? With one little bit of our trunk, flow them off the side. Now, I'm gonna come up and get a little bit bigger. Actually, first thing, let's come back, get a little bit of our liquid white, go into our green and into our yellow. So we have that little touch of just color. And out here, same thing, just gonna twist my brush as I go, hitting it, leaving a couple little bits of green, a couple little bits of black. That's all you really need to make a little further away palm tree, okay? Now, let's see. Let's just launch in our big one. Here we go, same thing. Just turn it and make an enormous splotch. And now you are dedicated to that spot, right? So here's what we're gonna do. Maybe the wind is blowing in this one, you guys. What if we come down like this, right? Just kind of tapping on our little guy, grab it, extend it this way, okay? Then what if we had one going off the top, going back that way, grabbing at the base, less of a pull as you go this way, okay? We got these little dudes, and they're just out there, just blowing back against the shore, all those offshore breezes out there, and that one's like, I just can't do it, I can't blow against all this wind, and you can turn him down. Yeah. Wicked cool. Now remember, you have to leave a little bit of space, either for our bad haircut at the top, something in between, just little bits, right? Little things that dangle off, around, off the side, down, right? Just little bits of stuff. That's gonna make a cool little palm tree, okay? Now, when we come down with our trunk, it'll be very thin, and we have to cut through at least some of the tree in the back, in the background. Right? We're determining how big and how much of that tree we're going to lose with each time that we make our little palm tree deal out here, okay? Now, once you have as many as you want, and I never like to have too many. If you have too many, it starts looking weird. So, pop a couple out there, switch back to our liquid white liquid white into our kind of yellow, cad yellow color and our separating color. And all the liquid white does is allow the brush to dump off the color without having to push too hard, right? And you can dump off just a little bit of green, just kind of by tapping at it, tap it out there, not trying to cover up every space. You don't need everything to be so green, so if you do get a spot that's really green, work over it until it dulls itself back down. Right? All these things you can change because that black mix underneath will help dull your color to your liking. So you can tap it as many times as you want until it starts to get darker. Okay, so we tapped off this side, little bits, same thing. Little viewers, little danglers, little bright areas, little thing over here, hanging off the side, and all of a sudden you've got this very, very depth-filled palm tree because we didn't cover over all the dark spots. Right? We left those dark spaces. Therefore, our palm tree looks like there's some depth to it. It's got some stuff you can see inside and all the such. That's looking really cool. Dude, do you realize we did this in 24 minutes, this whole painting right here? Can you believe it? Literally, 24 minutes. We've knocked out this whole guy already. God, that's cool looking. That is a cool looking. Now, there's not much left to do on a painting like this. We'll take a little bit of our brown, a little bit of our yellow ochre. We can mix that into like a kind of a brown sort of a color. Come out here, tap it along the edge. Not trying to get all the way out to the side just yet. Kind of tapping it back. Getting a little bit of texture onto our trunk of our tree. Doesn't have to be too crazy. And then if anything, with these palm trees, you can get up there with your palette tool and leave these little streaks, these little rounded bits. Scrape them around. Cool little details to your trees. Oh, isn't it fantastic? Should we do one more though, guys? And that one more though is gonna have to be one of those ones that it's like it's hanging over us like this, don't you think? Like we're back behind the tree and we get the leaves kind of hanging over the edge. I don't know, they're hard to paint like that. They're hard to paint. This one, hello! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. believe it. Well, now it's not up to me anymore. It's up to the purchaser. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, I love that. Okay, so let me go double check. Let's just see. Hey, now that looks like a new person. Just 9 minutes in, decided they wanted this one. So, if you're in the comments, let us know. I don't want to throw you under the bus or anything, but if you're in the comments, let us know. My back is still pain. Still got some pain there. Dudes, that is a cool looking little Seascape. It's so soft too. So soft. So soft. Woo! I love that. Who knows? I don't see them on any of the either place. Ah, there we go. So over on the tubies. So Reed Solutions, I appreciate you. What I need you to do is just to confirm. Give me the last 2 digits of your zip code, right? So for me it would be 02. What are the last 2 digits of your zip code? Just so we can confirm it's you, right? And that way you're gonna get to title this beautiful painting right here, right now. You get to pick the name for us. Fabulous. Okay. Let's see if we match up. Gene. Let's see. Yeah, this one came out excellently. Soft distance. Closer up here. That's you, Gene. So thank you. Same place that I live, actually. Thank you for your purchase. We're going to get this one over into the drying section and get it out to you as soon as it's dry. But very first thing I was going to ask you, right? It almost doesn't make sense that we would have anything hanging over the top here. Because of how close the water line is, the palm tree is not going to be planted right here. You know what I mean? So let's forget about that. I'm going to throw in a couple gulls and different things out here. We're going to finish the sand. But now I need you to come up with the title. Since you got it during the show, you get to come up with the title forever. And then you tell us what you want that title to be. You let me know. Man, it's going to be great. Gonna be great. Does this remind you of a beach near your house or near your, where you live? Or does it remind you of a place you've been? I always like to ask. I always love the feedback. The water is incredible. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. So satisfying. Thank you. I appreciate you. Eternal Flame. That would be a cool title. And then, Gene, you got to come up with a title for us. So I'll read you out a bunch of them that they're coming up with over on the top. But let me throw in my sand first real quick. I have a couple little sandy specks, and we got to have some watery specks in here because these waves are a little closer. Not out on that side. You're going to trick yourself, okay? Back up away and start to sprinkle. And the more that we sprinkle on to that light color area, the more it's going to look like sandy specks. Once you get about 1 billion of them out there, it starts looking like legit sand. Look at that! Woo! That's fantastic. Holy shaving cream! I'm going to do something for you guys right here, okay? Have you guys seen the trend? Excuse me, just got a fresh fade today. Have you seen the trend where you're supposed to exhale all of your air and then see what it sounds like if you scream? I want you guys to try it with me, okay? So we're going to push out all the air out of our chests and then yell as loudly as possible once it's already exhaled, okay? This is how it's going to look. How it's going to sound. It sounds horrible. Hang on. It's the greatest. I got to have you guys try it with me. Like, blow out all of your air and then try to yell. Because it's the funniest thing that you'll ever do. And it'll just make you smile. So go ahead and try it. Let me know how it comes out. Blow out all your air and then try to yell. It's always the funniest thing. Makes me laugh. So what are we going to come up with for a title for this one, Gene? Let us know, Gene. What are we going to name it? In the comments below. There. Our liner brush and our birds up in the sky. Yeah! Isn't that fabulous, dude? We did it in 24 minutes, really. Then we've just been messing around for a bit. So we came out here like this and just went, you know what the best part about those AI videos, turning your painting into a thing? My birds are always flying away. It's so cool. It's so cool. So, we've got that. Let's get over here. We're going to load up onto our liquid white. Come down into our sandy area. And just drop on the old JK, which we found out today is a mixture of the Nike swoosh and Harry Potter's scar on his head. That's basically what it reminds me of here. So, you guys come up with your titles. We can tell them to Eugene, and then he can pick out his favorite title out of all the time, unless he's already given me a title. We'll see. Orange Horizon is what he went with. Fantastic. Good guys. By the way, my back is feeling better. I keep stretching and keep feeling more and more and more better. So guess what, guys? I guess we'll come back and do another show. I guess. Lucky you guys today. Lucky you. There. Over here. There we go. This one's number 2014, bro. We've done 2014 paintings. What do we call it? Orange what? Orange Horizon. Horizon. Okay. This one was painted on 8/23/2023. We're all going to go to paintwithjosh.com because it's the best place. And beyond TikTok, absolutely #1 best place. Most fun you'll ever have online is TikTok for sure. Right? Then the tube and the book and the gram and all the stuff. But paintwithjosh.com is absolutely on my top 5 places to check out every day, right? TikTok always #1 for sure. Always #1. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Excellent. Well, thank you guys, seriously. I didn't mean to do it so quickly. They just, after 2014, you can just pump them out real quick like. Look at the depth and all that distance back in there. You can just see to the horizon. Very soft on the left, very textured-y and liney, right? You see all the water lines and all the bits where we scraped through, and over here we brushed them to make them look further away, right? Isn't it fantastic? So, thank you, Gene. I appreciate you. Let's do a light party now, guys. We haven't had a light party done. I don't even think I know how to use the buttons anymore because it's been so long since we've had a painting cell during the live show that was right here on the easel. So, guys, let me see if I remember. Hang on. Let me go back to the light party box in my brain. Pull out the drawer, pull out the paper, and go, all right, guys, now we're going to be doing a light party. So here's your flash warning. If you're sensitive to light, turn your phone away. Don't look at it for the next 20 to 30 seconds. If not, type in the words, I'm ready, and then keep your thumbs right there and ready to tell me the first thing that flashes for you. Things will flash differently for other people. So say, I'm ready, and then type in the first thing that flashes when we hit the light party. We're coming down in 3, 2, 1, light party! So, what's flashing for you the most? The sky, the trees, the birds, the waves, the sand? Where is the flashing for you? That's what I want to know. Where is it flashing for you? The water, the sky? Excellent. Thank you for answering. We're coming down in 3, 2, 1. We're back to normal lighting conditions, everybody. What a seascape. Look at this palm tree, though. Oh, he's fabulous. Okay. You guys, I don't know why you guys are watching, honestly. I am a nutcase, and it is way too hot. Let me ask you a serious question, though. How is the audio with the fan running? Because normally, I just have my air conditioner blowing at me without the fan, so I wanted to know today, how is the audio with the fan? Because on really hot days, I cannot turn that fan off. I just get overheated sitting here. And that's why I had to end the show early the other day. I just got overheated. So how's the audio with the fan? I'm sure you can hear it. I'm sure it's slightly annoying, right? It's fine. It's fine, right? Sounded fine. Okay, okay. So maybe I don't have to turn that thing off. Seriously, I'm trying to dripping. Like I went to the beach dripping. Okay, we went to the beach. We caught some sun out there, and we had a good time, right? So this one came out amazing. Thank you so much to Gene. I very much appreciate you over there on the tubies. It's ridiculous what we have to say. Just whatever. It's fine. So, I very much appreciate you. We can always find more, guys. There are other ones. There are some under 100 over there. You can check it out. So whenever you feel like, right? And we'll be back to do another show in about an hour. So, if we leave now, well, that means we'll be back at like 6:45 West Coast time, 9:45 East Coast time. If we leave right now, if I stay here and babble and blab on for a little bit, then that makes the later show later and later and later. So let's be nice to the guys on the East Coast tonight, right? We'll end now, take an hour break, come back 6:45 West Coast, 9:45 East Coast. That's early enough for all you guys to still be awake and watching. It's Saturday night! What are you doing on Saturday? You don't got to be up early tomorrow. Stay up and hang out with me. And we'll do that. We'll end right now, and then we'll come back and do another show in like an hour. And that'll be an early show. In the meantime, I'm gonna stretch my back because like doing the limbo over here, like oh goodness. Okay, so you guys have been amazing. I love yous all. We're gonna end the tubies, and then thank you, CC. I appreciate you. We'll end the tubi streamy, and then we'll come back and we'll do it again in about an hour over again on TikTok. So if you're not already following me on TikTok, follow me now. Head over there. If you're watching on the Tubi Tubes, it's tiktok.com/paint with Josh K. You can come find my profile. We have so much fun over on TikTok. It's literally the most interactive experience. There's always a million more people watching over there than there is over on any of the other platforms. So if you're looking for human connection and comments and all that, it's over on the top. Come join us. So I love you guys over on the Tubies, and until I see you guys again next time, take. Oh, my back hurts. Oh shit, I almost fell in bed. Have the rest of a good day. And pow. Bye. It's over, you guys.